Aries, the overall energy that you are going to be exploring in November is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is all about that inner child. You can see the innocence. You can see the purity here with the mermaid and the puppy here. It's just this sense of magic, of wonder. You're going to be exploring that this month. And any time that you are facing conflict or adversity, whether it's in the mind or whether it's in reality, the key for you is going to be the Fool. The key is going to be you trusting even more. Telling that child within you, no, you know what? We are being supported. We are being shown the way. Focusing in on the power of the moment, what you're being shown in that moment. This conflict here definitely will be about relationships in your life, because you have two messages here. One is surrender the habit of people pleasing. Aries, the time of you being able to, put what you really feel or what you really need aside for the benefit of keeping the peace or for the benefit of not wanting a conflict or fight. That is over, because it's very important for you to be putting that child within you first. Speaking up. It's going to be so important this month. So remember that this is actually a form of manipulation. It feels like it's for the benefit of others, but it's really a way of controlling others to keep things predictable so that you don't have to face this conflict. And I know that's difficult, but here you're trusting and you're being shown new ways. And it's about turning over any relationship difficulty or strife over to the divine, over to those angels, over to your guides. Relationship harmony. This is Archangel Raguel. Aries, you may want to ask for Archangel Raguel's help this month, because harmony is being brought into all of your relationships. And this includes even just the mind's narratives about relationship. Because even if you don't feel that you're in a significant relationship right now that's causing these things, it could even be just the shadows within that are attached to past relationships. But that harmony is being brought in so that you do not have to go through this cycle of conflict and suffering ever again. So, it doesn't mean there won't be difficulty. It doesn't mean there won't be work in relationships, but you're not going to have to go through these old cycles again of the conflict, of the suppressing conflict through people pleasing. You're coming into new ways, and that's what this Fool and Eight of Pentacles is all about. It's about you being shown new ways to be within yourself and in your relationship. So enjoy that harmony and that peace as you move through November, and be sure to listen to that child within. Hi, Taurus. Your overall message for the month of November is that the pain is over. The Ten of Swords says there is no more of the suffering you have been going through. Doesn't mean you'll never experience anything hard again, but there is a cycle of a particular way of you suffering and being in pain that has come to an end. Something is done for you. With this Ten of Swords, you're like, never again. I'm not putting myself through that anymore. Great job. And as you move forward through the month, you are going to see new options opening, and you're going to see the way these new options are opening for you because you're open to them, because you're open to change. Now, as you're open to change, you're going to see change. So the Tower brings change. First, you were given this Three of Swords. So I asked for clarification about that, because that is something that hurts your heart, but it's an entirely different kind of hurting than this old one. Okay, so it's like, yes, okay, good news, bad news, you're ending this type of pain. There's this type of pain that you'll be experiencing, but this one is not lasting. This one is just because you are going to be going through a big shift, because you're allowing more options in now. So you're seeing the ways that you are keeping yourself in old cycles of pain, and this month you're opening yourself to the possibilities, which means you have to face something difficult that needs to change and shift. So that can be like owie, but not in the same way as that old pain, for sure. So it's important for you to surrender any fear, any fearful stories you're telling yourself, to focus on those solutions that Spirit is bringing in for you, because you are being brought in solutions in new ways so that you don't have to be going through this old cycle of pain anymore. So great job completing that. Really, I just want to tell you, you've done so well in facing what you need to face so that things can change. That's so good. you have this Archangel Raphael angel therapy card. This is about your guides saying, we know that you've been through hurt, and we know you're hurting in the midst of these changes, and this change, since Spirit wanted me to say change, in the midst of this change, this one big change, give that pain, give that hurting over to your guides and to the angels. Ask, throat chakra activating here. Ask for them. So speak up, say, I need comfort. I need for you to take this burden from me. So ask for support. You will be receiving it this month because you are ready to face a big change that needs to happen. And when you show up for yourself and for the divine and for your path, the support you need will show up for you. And you are being moved into more joy and more love and more abundance. It's just that the transition part, can be a bit painful, but this is a good thing. Gemini, your overall energy for the month of November is the Magician. That is powerful. And the words I keep hearing for you, Gemini, are psyching yourself up. You're psyching yourself up to move into everything that's right for you, because you're moving away from some pretty heavy things, some pretty difficult things this month. You're releasing them. You're letting them go. It's not a big push to move away. It's just a releasing. It's a willingness to let the past stay in the past. And the psyching yourself up part is where you're going, yes, I can do this. I can receive all of this big new stuff that Spirit's bringing in for me, because we have the Emperor, we have the Knight of Swords. That's about you declaring, I am confident. I am confidently moving forward and away from this sort of anchor heaviness that has been keeping me a bit in the past. You have been a bit stuck in the past and in old, it's like the security of old ways, the security of the past. But you definitely are shifting this month into your power, and you will be declaring and speaking, oh, this is what I want. I'm in this power, and this is what I'm manifesting. I have to tell you, well, first, this message, surrender that fear of change. So it's very important that you release this old and this old heaviness. And it is familiar. It is comfortable. It is like a big, heavy, warm blanket that you're shrugging off. And when you do that, you may feel a little bit of this fear of the change. But it is important because, look, you're moving into this light. You're moving into this new day. So keep moving forward, and keep using those affirmations and that manifestation energy to move forward. I was going to say, I have to tell you that the moons are going to be very important for you this month. The energy of the moon will be very important for you. So pay attention to it. Maybe even download a moon cycles calendar. But the main thing to pay attention to is going to be the new moon, which actually happens this week. In the sign of Scorpio, and the full moon, which will happen later this month. So Gemini, just maybe Google about those moons, pay a little bit of extra attention to them. If you'd like to reach out, I can give you more information about what's happening. But Archangel Haniel has this message for you. Those moon cycles will be very big in this manifestation energy, because the new moon is about planting those seeds of what you're manifesting. The full moon is about harvesting them. And I'm particularly getting for you, Gemini, that this full moon in November, you will be seeing some things you've been manifesting coming in. And so it's important that you first release all of this old. But you're doing that already. You're doing it. Just move into what's right for you in a confident way. Cancer, your overall energy for November is the Hierophant. This says that you are healing some very deep ancestral wounds in a big way this month, because you're moving into things that were never possible in your lineage and perhaps in past lives. But definitely you're moving out from under this sense of authority of, you can't have all of these things because there's this oppressive kind of authority saying you can't. Well, this is something you're healing, so that you are no longer going to be underneath that thumb of the Hierophant there. We have the Ace of Swords, we have the Nine of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. So this Ace of Swords talks about you having a real realization this month, a real epiphany this month, Cancer, that yes, I am going to receive more than any past generations, more than that past authority would have me receive. Um, you've always been in a place of kind of being in this lesser than sort of energy in the world, or at least in society, or in this Hierophant structure of tradition. But now you're moving into this Knight of Pentacles, and you have this big awareness around it of, yes, I'm receiving the support that's available for me and that Spirit is bringing in. And this big owl is representing that divine knowing that is overriding any conditioning of the past, any ancestral wounds around lack, around not being able to have, so that you're saying, oh yes, I can have it all and I'm going to receive it. But it is in a very quiet way. You see her face here. She's kind of like, I'm receiving it, but I am very humble. I am very grateful. And you're feeling this deep, deep within yourself. You will notice this month that the mind will rear up with its objections, with its reasons why you can't have this or you can't have that. The ego is really going to be acting up. The more you step into your clarity and the support that's there for you, Cancer, the more that ego is going to act up. But just keep following your passion. Your soul knows the way. Keep following that. Get out of your head and into the fire in your belly. So when you follow what you're passionate about, you're going to be able to receive this support more easily. Just stay out of your head. And also just surrender to the peace. Ask the angels, Archangel Chamuel in particular, to help bring in this peace, to bring in this knowing, again with the big dove here representing the divine Spirit leading you. So go where your spirit is leading you, go where your soul is leading you, and your guidance, and just know that you do get all of this support and all these riches in this lifetime. So embrace them. Leo, the overall energy for you this month of November is the Ace of Swords. And when I see this card, I just hear this, oh, it's like this knowing, this epiphany. You are definitely feeling powerful because you have clarity now. And this clarity is about everything that is coming in for you now. It's like you realize that this is the time, for you to receive the things. Your ships are coming in. It's like, wow, this time that I've waited for, that my inner child has always waited for, has arrived. And you have this real sense of clarity, illumination this month, that you get to receive it, and you're just seeing it. It's exciting. Now this Seven of Wands does talk about the need to hold yourself up above any lower vibrations, lower energies, or just maybe energies from the past that might try to knock you off that perch. But you have this butterfly here they're bringing my attention to. So just keep your energy light, okay? Keep it light. You might have to see synchronistically, I'm like bumping it up. You might have to bump up that vibration sometimes this month. You can do that through just doing anything that your inner child enjoys. Go outside. Think about, Christmas. Think about whatever it is. It's sort of like Peter Pan. See how he looks like Peter Pan? He actually is Peter Pan here. And, it's like, think of Christmas. Think of snow. Think of whatever makes you can fly, You can levitate vibrationally. That's really going to be important this month for you to continue to see and have that clarity and move into the reality of what you're feeling here. So definitely use that kind of Peter Pan pixie dust as an image to keep with you of how to raise your vibration. See the pixie dust here too? So what is your own personal pixie dust? What makes your elevation, your vibration elevate? Is it music? Is it thoughts of a certain, place or fantasy or whatever it is? Just use that, because that pixie dust of the higher vibration is bringing you into everything that's right for you. It is important that you surrender any self-denial. Surrender anything where you're telling yourself, no, I can't have, or this can't happen. Just surrender that denial of self and of those dreams coming true. This will make you thud to the ground, this denial energy. So just keep on levitating. You have that claircognizance. You're being shown the visions. This is Archangel Uriel. Pay attention to the visions, the things that Spirit's showing you. You've been given the knowing. That's this Ace of Swords. You've been given the knowing of what's right for you. That is coming in. Spirit is making it come in. It's just important that you be vibrationally in alignment with it this month. Virgo, your overall energy for the month of November is the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles says focus very intently on the moment and what the moment is showing you, nothing else. Do not look at the future. Don't look at the past. And notice this month the power that comes to you through this, focusing on each moment and exactly what you're being shown in each moment, not trying to resist any of it. Release is very important this month. You do have this Death energy, and in this deck it's such a beautiful card. It focuses more on the birth and the transformation here with the baby, the butterflies. What's dying away is just an old version of you. And in this case, it's an old version also of your relationship. So as this old version of you dies away, giving birth to this new, beautiful new version of you, that relationship will need to shift as well, because the confines of the relationship is definitely, those confines are falling away so that more can come through. See the apples of that divine wisdom. It's like you're back in the Garden of Eden. You're going to be reconnecting on a whole new level. But in order to do that, you really need to release and let go of those old roles, those old ways, that old you. And this is about the releasing and the letting go. So November is going to be a very transformational month for you and for particularly your relationship. I asked for clarification here, and it is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is about your inner child, your inner innocent essence, your pure essence. And this pure essence is now going to be, the baby essence of you is now going to be what you're bringing into relationships. So it's going to change everything, because you're no longer coming from this, conditioned ego place in relationship. You're now coming from this really pure, innocent, very vulnerable place. It will be beautiful. And the key is going to be surrendering to effortlessness. So Virgo, you're very, very good at putting the most effort into everything you do. But this is going to be a month of you really allowing for others to support you, and for most of all, the divine to flow in the support that you actually do need. You haven't maybe recognized that as much, but it's time to stop pushing so hard and allow yourself to be in flow. And that key to that is going to be being in this present moment. Also this month, you have Archangel Raphael saying, give those cares and worries and effort over to your guides, over to the angels. Let Spirit bring in everything that's right for you. This is not a month of trying and doing, particularly with a relationship. This is a month of focusing on what's being brought in for you, flowing with it, and allowing for the transformation and the release of the old so that you can have what's truly right for Libra, you. The overall energy for this month of November for you is the Ace of Swords. The word I'm hearing here is exposed. And of course it's Scorpio season, and that's all about truth being exposed. And, that can have a negative connotation. And certainly here with this Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Wands, that's a bit of a not great energy that might be being exposed in your life. But the beautiful part is that these are being exposed so you can see what's real. It's about Libra, you being able to see the truth this month. This month will be very much about you seeing the truth in your life so you can truly tell what's real from what's just glittery and kind of not real. Okay, so this Seven of Swords is the trickery that has been brought into your life in the past, or that you have attracted in the past, because maybe you were not being honest with yourself about certain things. I asked for clarification on that, and it's the Four of Swords, which is wonderful because that shows that part of your experience is being healed. So you're ready to get real with yourself. And that's going to require you to really anchor into your knowing. See how he's staying stable by holding on to this staff of his knowing, of his soul knowing. And he can do anything here. He's straddling the river. There's the Seven of Wands is all these other energies coming at you. You're at the top of the mountain. But it does require you keeping that inner balance and inner knowing so that you can do that. And then this is a month of you moving into going, wow, look at the treasure that I've discovered. Look at what's been brought to me. It may not look like much right now, but it is what I've been asking for, and it's here. Why am I picking up those cards? So maybe that's synchronistic for like, don't try to hide the truth from yourself, okay? And then, surrender to that inner knowing. Surrender to what you're being shown. It is for your good. Even though, Libra, we sometimes want to pretty things up, when you see things as they really are, it is actually going to serve you. And that is you coming into victory. Because Archangel Sandalphon here with this message, your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. I mean, this is saying like you've been asking for what's true. You've been asking for what's real. And just because it may be, a little bit tinier and different than you may have imagined it being, doesn't mean it's not wonderful, valuable, and exactly what's right for you. So it's just time this month to let yourself see the truth, to know that that's serving you, and to allow yourself to move out of those old ways that you would allow yourself to be in illusion of some type. Okay, but this is for your good. It is serving you, and you are victorious. Scorpio, your main energy for the month is this Page of Swords. This is something that you are healing. The Page of Swords is a sense of feeling judged, feeling criticized, feeling kind of under the microscope. Maybe like you can't do anything right. This is your own inner measuring stick that just always seems to be making you feel like you're falling short. But you're doing a tremendous amount of healing this month that is moving you into a place of being able to feel really good about yourself. This is a healing in the masculine energy within you, of moving more deeply into your heart, of moving more deeply into the I love you and I accept you for who you are, sense within yourself. Moving away from this King of Swords energy of no and restriction and you can't and don't do that. It's a very kind of rigid energy that you're healing out of. You may notice this month, Scorpio, that as you heal out of that, whenever it pops up, whenever that inner critic or inner rigidity pops up and says that you can't move into more of what's right for you, the key will be, because this is clarified by this Nine of Cups, the key will be for you to allow yourself to just celebrate you. So if that inner restrictiveness comes out and says, what do you think you're doing? Stop that. You're under a microscope. Don't get smaller. Don't hide more, Scorpio, but say, you know what? I'm going to dance. I'm going to dance even more. I'm going to be even crazier. I'm going to do even more of what my inner self is telling me to do that may look, whatever, may look crazy or may seem wrong. I'm going to do it because I know it's coming from my heart and I know that's right. So you're surrendering more this month into effortlessness, and you're surrendering that King of Swords attachment to results. This is that rigidity. This is that it needs to look this way in order for it to be right. You're really releasing that whole sense of having to be, quote, right. And you're moving more into, you know what? It's just supposed to be easy and it's supposed to feel good to me. That's what I'm moving more into. And that is right. And you will get many signs this month that you are on the right track. Archangel Raguel here with this message. Everything is how it needs to be right now. It's in divine order. Look past the illusion of the wrong and the no, don't do that. And look into the underlying order of, yes, you're being led by your heart. You're going through healing. You're changing everything about the way you're living. It is right, even though you may feel a lot of mental resistance, and you may even experience that resistance being reflected to you from others. But just know that you're right. It's an inner knowing within yourself that it's your time to shine, your time to dance, and it's not wrong. So keep going. Enjoy your month. Sagittarius, your overall energy for the month of November is this Five of Cups. And this spread is showing you moving into an acceptance this month of, I am being moved forward past something that it's very hard to let go of and that it made me sad. But you are moving to an inner acceptance of it, and it may take time this month. This Chariot does show you being moved forward. It shows the divine moving you forward, carrying you out of those stormy waters, carrying you out of some sadness or something that has made you sad. You're going through a lot of shift and change this month as you move into calmer waters, into things that feel better to you, things that are more fulfilling. But there is this Two of Swords here that shows a bit of a mental block this month to moving forward. So just be aware of the ways that you may be resisting moving forward, and just notice it and turn it over to your higher self, to the divine, to your team, and say, I want to release this resistance. I want to release this fear. You may notice some things coming up about relationship and about you always feeling like you've been the one to give and maybe not receive. And Sagittarius, it's time for that to change. It's time for you to shift into a new way, but it will require you surrendering the fear around that change. And that might be what the mind needs some extra time to do, because you are moving into this. Chariot is carrying you into victory. Archangel Sandalphon, this is all carrying you into good things that you've been praying for, that you've been asking for. But it can feel sticky. It can feel, I see you feeling some guilt here. I see you feeling some regret, or just some sense of not wanting to let go. But it is time to surrender any sense of drama, any sense of something you've been holding on to because you're kind of attached to the story of it, or just the drama of it somehow, because you will be asked this month, or your prayers are being answered this month, to move you into a new way. This Page of Pentacles is open to starting on a new path. So look for the ways this month that you can say yes to what is new, and that you can, feel what you need to feel. That's going to be very important, Sagittarius. Don't deny your feelings, because this Two of Swords is really an energy of denial and blockage. Feel those feelings, but then let that wave of them and the energy of them carry you into what's new and right for you, because it will be a wonderful new beginning, and you deserve that. So move into that this month. It will be good. Just let that wave carry you. Hi, Capricorn. Your overall energy for this month is the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is about the ways that you will watch this month as Spirit just gives you one building block at a time, as you build this new foundation with Spirit. And see how he's very attentive. He's listening. He's receiving. And that is what it's going to require for you this month. It's just that focus of seeing, okay, I see one coming after the next, just pretty effortlessly. Your whole job here is going to be aligning with this knowing that you are done carrying the burdens of the past. This Ten of Wands is all about the burdens of the past, and how you don't have to tend to that garden anymore, and you're not going to, and you're allowing something new to grow. So it's being very clear about that in your mind and your thoughts and your words, and really tending to that new garden that you're growing with the divine this month, that is very much in the soil of that connection from that pure place in you of the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is about pure connection, pure childlike love that you can use to help you water that soil of the garden that you and Spirit are now growing. Okay, so focusing on that, also surrendering to inner peace. You, in putting down these burdens that you've carried for so long, are going to feel a peace and a lightness this month that is completely new. And others will notice it, you will feel it. And this month may not feel like a bunch of action on the outside, but you're going to feel things on the inside that are really wonderful, peaceful, and very productive in their own way, because you are being lifted over these difficulties of the past. It says the worst is now behind you. You're surmounting any previous challenges. Archangel Jeremiah. So keep in mind, this is a month where things will feel light. Things will feel easier. And it will all be because you are putting down, or have put down, these burdens of the past, and are moving more into this purity of what you really want in your life, and you're growing that with the divine. So this is very much a month of the watering and the growing. You can see the watering can here. She's going to be watering something new, and that is this new sense of connection within yourself, connection with the divine, and what that connection is flying you into. You may not know just yet. It may feel a bit unknown. That's okay. Just keep paying attention to what is being brought in, one pentacle at a time this month. Aquarius, your overall energy for this month is the Wheel of Fate, or the Wheel of Fortune. Feels like something very key is going to be happening this month. For some of you, it will be around soul partnership. For some of you, Aquarius, it will be around career and work. So take this as it resonates. But the Wheel of Fortune is something destined, divinely timed, that is happening. It is something that is on your higher soul path. So it is going to be shifting you in some very significant ways. And it also brings with it some wonderful protection of, yes, you are on your soul path, you're fulfilling your soul purpose, and therefore you're very covered, you're protected. That's important to remember, because the child within has some fears. You know, you're moving forward into more expansion, you're moving forward into more, and your child within might be stressing out about that a bit. You know, this is going to be a month where it's important to surrender stress, to notice the ways that you are kind of feeling the stress of this shift, this change, because even if you're not sure consciously in your mind of what it is or how it's happening, you can feel it, and that can cause some underlying anxiety and stress. But this is also about, where are you taking on more than it's loving for you to take on? Because part of this shift is happening, loving to you for you to take on, because part of this shift that is happening is doing what is right for you, honoring yourself, honoring that child within, and allowing these things to change for your greater good. That's going to require you to let go of some things that are stressing you out. So if it's about work, it might be, maybe there's a change happening in that job that's been stressing you out. And if it's about relationship, there might be a shift happening in a relationship that's been stressing you out. So it can go either way. This relationship message is Archangel Samuel. I'm helping you with the spiritual soulmate relationship. So this is very much showing a soul connection that's having this fated shift for you, Aquarius. But if you're feeling it more in the arena of career and work, then this is your message. Archangel Gabriel, leadership. It's time for you to assume your leadership power and position, lovingly guiding others. So I'm seeing some of you shifting into this deeper soul partnership that's going to be very activating this month, Aquarius, and some of you moving into this deeper sense of your soul purpose. But either way, you're so protected, and some of you might even have both. I'm getting that's a big month. But just keep in mind, listen to that little child, keep releasing stress, and trust that everything is happening in divine timing, in divine orchestration for you. So when those fears pop up, keep reminding yourself, this is happening for me, and I am divinely protected and being guided and brought everything that I could ever need. Pisces, your main energy for the month of November is the Page of Cups. That Page of Cups is about that innocent, childlike place within you, that inner childlike essence of you that is leading the way. And this month is going to be a beautiful month of that child essence of you leading, especially when it comes to love and relationship. And you can trust it. You're being moved forward into a relationship that you can trust. This is really beautiful. I'm seeing, you know, this sense of you following passion, following what you're feeling, following what that little child is feeling regarding wanting connection, regarding wanting love. Right when I said the word love, I hit my right arm. The right arm is all about control. So you might want to lean into that releasing of control, because any attempts that you allow the mind to make to control things regarding love this month, not advised, because you are being asked to have patience. Your dreams are blooming much more rapidly than you realize, letting things grow in their own time. Breathe, Archangel Raphael and Archangel Jophiel. Breathe, you know, making sure you're connecting within, making sure that you are breathing through what is happening, because you are being carried forward in a way where you really need to let go of all control. That's the Fool. The Fool says, I'm not even trying to control things here. I'm not even trying to figure it all out. I'm just letting myself be led wherever Spirit says, wherever this little childlike essence of me says, letting the little child lead you. It's going to be very important this month, particularly with relationship, with romantic relationship, because you can trust now that the support, that the good things that you've been wanting to come through in love are available for you. And any attempts to kind of figure things out or let the mind have its way are really going to make you feel, you're going to feel it instantly. You're going to be like, ooh, that was not it. Okay. So don't let the mind get involved. Just let the heart lead. This King of Cups is the heart. Okay. Let the heart lead, let connection lead. This month, it really won't make sense to your mind. If you start picking things apart, you'll be like, what is it? What is going on? But if you trust and follow Spirit in your heart, you're going to feel the ways that Spirit is making things happen, the ways that you are being carried forward on this path where love is concerned particularly. But the key for this month is going to be the Fool, trusting, listening to this child voice within yourself, remembering that that voice knows the way. So just follow it without really questioning. You'll receive wonderful rewards from that.